Hello students, welcome to Saurabh Sir's classes. Today we are going to solve XAT 2017 question paper set A. In our last videos we have solved questions up till 26. So now we are going to start with question number 27. So question 27 includes a story here. So let's go through the story first, then we will move on to our required question. So here we have Genius Consulting is a boutique consulting firm started by Sirish, Balram, Rahman and Xavier, four friends from a premier business school. So here we are talking about a Genius Consulting, a consultancy which is a boutique consulting firm and is started by four friends, and those are Sirish, Balram, Rahman and Xavier, and they are from premier business school. So they committed themselves to abide by two principles. Okay, so they have decided that they will go through these two principles throughout their business life. So here we have first, that is not to indulge in anything unethical. So they will not take any unethical projects, and they are going to share earnings equally. So they will divide their earning in four equal halves. Okay, so here we have Genius Consulting could not get a significant project till the following year when they managed a big one after Rahman's father referred their firm to his top management. Okay, so Genius Consulting could not manage to get a single project in the following year, but they got one big one when Rahman's father suggested their firm to his top management. Now, convinced of the team's talent, following an impressive presentation, the top management awarded them the project even though six other referred teams made presentations. Okay, so they were convinced. So the top management was convinced by their team's talent and by their impressive presentation. Okay, so they made an impressive presentation which convinced the top management, so they gave a big project to them. But even though there were six more referred teams, but the Genius Consulting was given the project by the top management. Now move on to our question. Here we have the day following the presentation, they met and decide the way forward for the organization. Which of the following choices would be most appropriate for Genius Consulting? So the next day of the presentation, they all met and decided what to do and what about the organization, that is what steps should they take regarding this project. So let's check the options. So here we have option A as this project violates both their principles, Genius Consulting should not take up the project. So a thought is that this project is violating both their principles, so they are not going to take up this project. Their second thought is due to the violation of the first principle, Genius Consulting should not take up this project. Okay, so now they are thinking that the project is violation towards their first principle, which was that they are not to indulge in anything unethical, so they are not going to take up this project. Now option C says they should take up the project. Further, since Rahman had agreed to equal sharing, he is not entitled to finder's fee. So now since they have committed themselves to abide these two principles, that is not to indulge in anything unethical and share earnings equally. So since they have said that they are gonna share earnings equally, so they should take up the project. And since Rahman also agreed to that condition, he should not get anything he should not get any advantage because his father gave them their project. So he is not gonna get anything known as finder's fee. That is, they are not to give Rahman any advantage regarding the money, because he also entitled for share earnings equally. So option C is done. Now option D says they should take up the project and the referral helped them survive, and as the referral helped them survive, Rahman should be paid finder's fee. So now they are thinking that they should take the project and they should violate their second principle and give Rahman a paid finder's fee because of his father they got a project. Now option E says they should take up the project, but in order not to violate the principles, Rahman can be paid finder's fee this year and an equal amount to be deducted from his compensation the next year. So now they are thinking that they should take up the project and not to violate the principles, they will give Rahman a finder's fee this year, but in the next year the equal amount will also be deducted from his compensation. So we need to decide which one of these five options are exactly correct. So talking about the option A, here it is said that the project violates both their principles. So this option is incorrect, because here we have been said that first principle is not to indulge in anything unethical, and this project is exactly going with this principle, because here nothing is unethical in this, because their team, because they got this project only because of their team's talent, as we have been said here that they got their project because of their team's talent and an impressive presentation. So there is nothing unethical here, because it was the hard work of the team and their presentation. So option A is wrong option. Now let's check. Due to the violation of first principle, Genius Consulting should not take up this project. So here also they are saying that they have been doing a violation to the first principle, that is not to indulge anything, not to indulge in anything unethical. So as I said here, there was nothing unethical in this, because this project was gained by their hard work, team's talent and an impressive presentation. Hence option B is also not the correct option. So let's check option C. So they should take up the project. Further, since Rahman had agreed to equal sharing, he is not entitled to finder's fee. So as you can see here, this option seems quite correct, because here, as I said, there is nothing unethical. So option A has been going with this option, and in option B we have share earnings equally. So here also they are saying that Rahman had agreed to equal sharing, he is not entitled to finder's fee. So they will share the earnings equally. Hence both the principles are not broken, both the principles are not violated. And maybe this is possible that today Rahman is giving them a project, tomorrow maybe someone else is giving them a project. So like this, he should not get any finder's fee. Or this can also happen that Rahman has been given a role of finding the businesses. It may happen that Rahman is entitled only to find business, and the other participants, that is the other members of the group, will do the other works. So for that, in that case also Rahman should not get any finder's fee. So option C seems a quite correct answer. Now let's check other options also. So option D says they should take up the project as the referral helped them survive. Rahman should be paid finder's fee. So here also we can say that since this is their first project, Rahman helped them get their first project, but maybe in second project someone else out of these four, that is Shirish, Balram or Xavier, can get their second project. So in this way they cannot give each one of them a finder's fee, and since Rahman also agreed to their principle that share earnings equally, hence Rahman should not be given any paid fee. So option D is also not a correct option. Let's check option E, that is the last option. Here they should take up the project, but in order not to violate the principles, Rahman can be paid finder's fee this year and an equal amount be deducted from his compensation next year. So this is not an appropriate option, because they cannot do this, that they will pay Rahman once because they will pay Rahman's one because he got them a project, and they will deduct his compensation from the next year because they do not want to violate the principle. So this is absolutely not a good idea. So option E is not playing a good role in this question. Hence we can see that option C has been the most appropriate option. Hence our correct answer will be option C. So I will like to end this video here. You will find solutions to the further questions in our next